What's up, everybody? This is the Force of Nature, Spiritual Awakening, and tonight we will be discussing Chiron in the 8th house. So now, in ancient mythology, Chiron was known to be the wounded healer. Chiron went through a lot of pain, a lot of strife, a lot of intense events occurred in Chiron's life. And Chiron was the great healer, able to heal people's soul on the most deepest level. But Chiron was unable to heal himself from his own wounds. So now with this placement, this is going to be the area in your life that you have dealt with extreme, severe situations. Things went on and took place early on in life that shaped and molded your mind into the person that you are today. But it's still a deep-rooted wound that you still can't seem to let go of, that you just can't seem to just get rid of. And this is going to be the area where you will be able to heal yourself from those wounds and also have the ability to heal somebody else that's going through similar trauma and situations that you also have dealt with. So that's the beautiful thing about Chiron. In order to find your Chiron, you would have to just go into your natal birth chart. All right, and it will say Chiron, and then it will say a sign. It will say the house, and then you'll know how to get it. So let's discuss the 8th house and what the 8th house is all about. The 8th house in the natal birth chart is ruled by Scorpio. And Scorpio is ruled by 2 different planets, which is Mars, which was the first ruler, and then Pluto came along and took over. But I don't see it as a took over. Okay, that's just the planet that they decide to give Scorpio so it can have its own planet. But Mars energy is going to be fully felt within this house and within Scorpio in general. So let's discuss what Mars is all about first. Mars is about taking action, asserting your energy, having courage, your warrior soul, your fighting spirit. It has to do with the way that you show up in this world in an active way, being proactive. It does represent weapons and war, being a soldier, militant, things of that nature. Now, Pluto is about transformation, all right, rebirth, life. It has to do with building something up and tearing it down just to build it back up for it to be something completely different. So now, the 8th house. The 8th house has to do with crisis situations. It has to do with death, rebirth, and transformation. It has to do also with other people's money, joint finances. It's about taboo, sexuality, the way that you want to have sex, and the kinkiest things that you just might do. It has to do with hidden knowledge, things that are being hidden in the world, things that are being hidden from you, things that you hide from yourself. This is a very deep house. It's also about spirituality, and it also has to do with the occult and astrology. Okay? Things that people don't want to bring to the table. This is this house. So it is full of secrets, okay, and things not being said that should have been said and things of that nature. This is this house. So it is also about pleasure, sexuality, wanting to have sex and the way that you like to have sex. So this is something to this house. That's all I'm saying. So we're going to jump right into this tonight. Chiron in the 8th house. If you have this video is for you. If you don't have this video is for you. So, what these men and women really, really struggle with in this lifetime is feeling like they have lost their power, feeling like they are powerless, okay? There was a lot of secrets, lies, deception, okay, surrounding their life consistently and constantly. All right, these men and women could have dealt with severe trauma that surrounded around abuse, rape, sexual abuse. Okay, a lot of sexual trauma is being taken place within this placement if you have it. Okay, these men and women could have had sex very early in life. Okay, so this could very easily have been, they were very young. They were 12, they were 11, they could have been 10. You see what I'm saying? All right, now in a lot of cases, this could be a woman or a man, it doesn't even matter. But the person that had sex very early could have had sex with somebody willingly or unwillingly. Okay, either way, because the child was so young, okay, and wasn't fully probably even ready to even have sex, could have been eager to even want to do it just to see what it was about, but not really sure on what was going to come along with it or how it was going to be and things like that. So they could have had somebody that was extremely older than them, that lured them to them. So now these men and women are now a victim because they are younger. Okay, so say for example, the person was 19, 18. Okay, you're 12, you're 13, you're a kid. Okay, you're 14, you're a kid. Okay, but this is what I'm trying to say. So now that could be a scenario, but now more intense scenarios can also involve somebody coming at you and it was against your will. Okay, could have took advantage of you, and this is why you feel powerless. Okay, you could have been raped. Okay, by the same sex or the opposite sex. This can definitely take place within this placement. Um, but there is definitely a strong rooted wound that is surrounding these individuals around sexuality. Okay, even today, these men and women can struggle with their sexual identity. Okay, they might love the opposite sex. Okay, might not fully be in a relationship with them, might dip and dab from time to time, and then question if this is what they should do, because growing up, a lot of things that they wanted to say wasn't welcome. It was not up for discussion or debate. Okay, they really did have a little norm, a systematic thing going on in their lives. So it's all about like tradition and unconventional shit. All right. These men and women are going to be very much unconventional men and women. Okay, can have traditional things around them, but they are very much unconventional in nature. Also, with displacement, men and women, they can have a hard time with intimacy and really being able to bond with somebody on that intimate level completely. Okay, they can struggle with this and have fear surrounding it from things that went on in their life. There's things that these men and women are not going to probably ever talk about or just discuss with you if you are their partner or their friend. Okay, they felt like they was in a place where they were very much vulnerable. Okay, and boundaries were not set. Okay, they did not feel safe, they did not feel secure, and because of this is a deep wound for them. They need to overcome that fear of feeling like they are powerless. Okay, because they are very much powerful men and women, whatever went on in their life. Okay, these men and women can very much have detached sex. Okay, they can get involved with people just seeking out partners and stuff like that casually, doesn't have to be committed. They can seek out casual partners and have sex for their own pleasure, just not really bonding on that intimate, deep level. Okay, these men and women want to do that. Okay, they want to really connect with somebody on that level, but they find it difficult, they find it hard, and they also find it very hard to express how they feel on the utmost level. Okay, so if you're dealing with these men and women and you're in a relationship with them, you need to understand that there's a lot of things that are going to not be said that could be said. Okay, it's a lot of things that they're not going to expose because they have a fear of exposing themselves. They do not want to become vulnerable to any situation that may arise. Okay, they're very cautious, and with this placement, it really brings to the table a suspicious mind. Okay, always on the lookout for people that might do them dirty, might not be out for their best interest. Okay, the very much investigative mind. Okay, they really know how to look and pinpoint things out because early on in life, a lot of things took place, lies, deception, being deceived, and secrets were all surrounded by them. And these are the type of men and women that definitely did uncover secrets, found out a lot of different information that wasn't fully just being offered up to them. They really had to dig deep for certain information, or just even pulling back the layers and going underneath the surface to just really do the research and do the math on what is going on and what is taking place. And a lot of times you will find that this can definitely show up, especially in their intimate relationships. Okay, if they are with a partner, you can see this very commonly, that their partners will constantly, consistently act like they are the ones up to some shit. They're the ones that's out there doing wrong, doing them dirty. Okay, this is what the partners will look at them as. In all reality, the partner could very well be the one doing all the malicious shit, doing the cheating, doing the lying, and being very deceptive, being very manipulative. Okay, you need to be careful with this placement, because Chiron in the 8th house, your partners can definitely try to manipulate you for them to get their own way, whatever they want to get out of you. This can definitely happen. Now, doesn't mean that it's going to happen every single time, because that's definitely not the case. But you do need to be cautious, because it can go on. All right. Also, with this placement, they are always surrounded by secrets and hidden information. It's always consistently around them. Okay, it's a lot of questions that these men and women have. A lot of questions that were not answered to them, especially early on in life. Okay. These men and women wanted to know things, and people just lied to them. People just did not keep it 100. They did not keep it real with them. These are the type of men and women, they want to know the truth on things. They want you to keep it real. Okay? They can very well do good in being a healer. Okay? Healing somebody. Especially healing somebody in the area that they have also dealt with trauma. Okay, their issues are surrounded by abuse, some form of abuse, sexual trauma, sexual abuse, being raped, being molested, somebody violating you. Okay, taking advantage of your body, taking advantage of your mind on a psychological level. Okay, and this can leave these men and women very much psychologically damaged. Okay, and they can feel very much damaged good. All right, this is a rough placement. If you have Chiron in the 8th house, it's not an easy placement, because there are some deep rooted issues surrounding the person's mind and their intellect and their psychological. Okay, they can also be very great healers in spirituality and the occult knowledge. Okay, as far as occult knowledge, there is an inheritance that will be brought down through the bloodline of these men and women. Whether it was told to them or not, they are definitely going to be highly connected to this, whether they take full advantage of it or not. But it does come from the bloodline. The 8th house is about inheritance from other people. Okay, so this can very well be gifts that they got from the mother, gifts that they got from the father. Okay, just having this spiritual link to them comes from one of them. Also, with this placement, as far as other people's money and finances, they can also inherit things from the family members or their aunts or uncles and things of that nature. Could very well be maybe a house was left to them, okay, or was going to be left to them, and then some fuckery went on and things went a different way, went left, and now somebody else is taking over, or somebody else now bought the house and everything went out of your hands. Okay, so it does have the inheritance, but this can definitely be a loss of inheritance. Okay, maybe not in every single situation, okay, because there's still a door where you can still inherit something else from somebody else. But with this placement, definitely somebody could have left you something, and somebody could have damn near just robbed you from it, blindly or upfrontly in your damn face. They could have took it right in front of your face And now you are cut out the deal. You are not a part of this. And it could be real messy and real fucking nasty, the type of things that go on, the type of things that people would say to these men and women, just to get down to their fucking nerves. You know, just try to hurt them to their soul. Oh, God. I do know people with this placement, so this is a rough placement to have. But even though it is rough, okay, there is light at the end of the tunnel, okay? And you just need to know that. Okay, these men and women, they just really need to be clear on who they are going to tell their business to, what kind of information that they want to freely let out, because people can be out to deceive them, okay? People could use their words against them. This is what people would do to these men and women, okay? They'll go and trust and be trusting of somebody. And then what happens is the people go right behind their fucking backs, do them dirty, come at them in all different kinds of ways, okay? And this can make this person, the Chiron in the 8th house, not wanting to trust anybody else and want to withdraw and feel very much guarded, okay? They can even be very much annoyed and frustrated and build up a rage inside of them, okay? And you definitely don't want to do that, because this placement, these men and women, even though they felt like they was powerless, okay, and they didn't have the power, they are very powerful. So they will knock your ass the fuck out if you don't watch it. Yes, they will. Because they have so much shit. They went through a hard, rough life. Things went on and took place. And here you go trying to beat me down, kick me down, and you think I'm going to let you just fucking do that? No. They're going to explode because they have a lot of repressed energy, a lot of repressed feelings. A lot of things went on in their life that were intense, okay, that really fucked with their mind. And to be completely honest, throughout this life, these men and women are going to go back and forth within their selves, within their mind, in their psychological mind. They're going to go back and forth with themselves, really trying to figure out if they are crazy or if they are sane, if they are okay. What's wrong with me? Why do I think like this? Why does this happen to me? And this is what happens. So you need to watch it with these men and women, because they can go off the rip. Okay, they can come at you and be ready for that fucking war. You have to remember that you are dealing with Pluto energy and Mars energy. This is the 8th house. The 8th house is ruled by Scorpio. And Scorpio, ruling planet, is Pluto for the 8th house, okay? Pluto is the higher octave of Mars, so it's going to be even more intensified than if it was just Mars alone, okay? You need to keep that in mind. Okay, so very much intense and traumatic events went on, okay, and took place with these men and women, okay, and because of this, they become very emotionally destroyed and very much damaged good, okay. They can help and heal someone who went through similar trauma and everything else that they dealt with. They can really perfect this. They know how to sit back and really analyze the situation, sit back and listen to what somebody's going through and really just put themselves in their shoes, because once upon a time that was them, okay. They can do it, but what they have to do is first heal themselves first. They need to just come to the realization that yes, I have been broken, and yes, I have been done wrong, okay, but I am a survivor. I have survived the storm. I didn't like what happened to me. I didn't like what took place, but I will persevere. Okay, I will conquer this. Also, with this placement, men and women, they can be the type of men and women that stand up for people's rights and really defend the underdog. So anybody that is being mistreated, used and abused, okay, they can really show up in a way and defend and fight for you and fight for your rights, fight for things that shouldn't go on and take place, okay. They can do that. They can do it. But this is a difficult placement to have. It really does bring along a lot of shit, a lot of baggage from your past and early childhood upbringing. Because this really stems from being used and abused early on in life in early childhood. Okay, with this placement, they could have had the type of parents that were not emotionally available to them. Okay, didn't show up in that kind of way. They wasn't able to express things to them. It could have always, could have also have been that the parents wasn't able to fully be there in the person's life, wasn't able to fully provide and stand up in that parental way. So they could have felt like they were very much neglected and rejected. They could have felt like they was the outcast of the family. And even if they did have their parents, they could have just still felt like they was an outcast of the family. They could have felt very much different. They could have been adopted. Okay, and now they have a new family. Okay, but they do have another family. This is a lot of things that go on and take place in this placement. Also with this placement, they could feel like at some point in their life that they are very much powerless. They can feel like they have lost their power to a great, devastating extent, okay, because of the experiences that they have dealt with. They could have dealt with in their life death surrounding them, okay? Could have been somebody died, okay? Their mother could have died, their father could have died, okay? Early on in life. But it could have just even felt like to the child that it was just a death as far as a disconnect, okay? I'm not around you, okay? So you could very much feel like this situation is dead and gone because I don't see you and you're not in my life, okay? So this can go so many different ways, okay? Whew, it's a lot with this placement. It is a lot with this one. Okay, they could have had difficulties with family members. Okay, they could have had family members that were around them that really annoyed them, really bothered them. Okay, really got down on their fucking last nerve. All right. Another thing with this placement, they could have had people who just consistently brought unnecessary baggage to the relationship or to a friendship. A lot of times they do draw out people that have been through things and they need healing their self, whether that person knows it or not. And these men and women will draw these people out. People will just be absolutely drawn to them, and they have unresolved issues in their life, unresolved issues with inside their self, and they look towards the Chiron in the eighth house, men and women, okay, to be the fixer upper, to be the one to build them back up again, okay. And in the process, a lot of times, what can happen is, even though they're being pulled and drawn, and even though you're going to draw this out, these men and women can come and they can deceive you. Okay, people will still come and deceive you because you have to remember that people come to you a lot of times broken, okay, in a rut, in a rough time, desperate, devastated, heartbroken, confused, feeling used, okay, and just in a lot of chaotic and crisis situations. So now all of this is going to be in addition to what you also do deal with. So you really do have to come to a point where you can be able to heal yourselves from that deep rooted wound, whatever went on and took place. And even if you wasn't sexually molested or something like that did not take place, something went on as far as abuse, okay. It could have been mental abuse, verbal abuse. You could have had people that consistently was dogging you out, telling you you were stupid and dumb, okay, and stuff like that. All right, because this could go too many different ways. All right, it doesn't have to be one, and you do need to look at your natal birth chart to look at all the aspects and how everything is hitting. Okay, what is hitting your Pluto and things like that, because this can definitely have another effect on top of that. You see what I'm saying? You need to be careful with your partners and the people that you decide to surround yourself with. Okay, you need to just keep a close eye on your immediate circle. Okay, now what it is with these men and women also is that because they are suspicious and they do have a cautious mind, They are more careful with who they surround themselves with on an everyday basis as far as their comfort zone and their immediate circle. So they do very well with that, okay? But you still need to just be cautious because hidden agendas are lurking everywhere around you. Secrets, lies, and deception is all around you all the time. All the time, okay? Now, I'm not saying that your partner's out there doing you dirty right now, so please don't think that, like, you doing some bullshit? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that at some point in your life, you did deal with a lot of betrayal, okay, surrounding you. Okay, these men and women, these men and women want control. Okay, they do want control over their immediate circles as far as who they're going to fuck with on that level. Because these are not the type of people that's going to just fuck with anybody. All right. If they say that they love you, they love you. If they say that they're there, they're there. Okay. And if they say that they hate you, they do. And that's just it. That's just it with these men and women. Okay. Anything else I need to say about this placement? These men and women, Chiron in the eighth house, can be prone to extreme amounts of depression, feeling very much depressed, and even in some cases, they might even feel like they just want to give up, tap out, okay? And some people might even decide that they want to just end their life, okay? Because things that go on and went on in their life was so traumatic and mind blowing that it really damaged their minds. Okay, it really took a toll on their minds. Now that's in some cases. Okay, but for the most part, some people do deal with what has went on in a better way, not wanting to give up, not wanting to tap out. Okay, but now what happens is what they need to do is surround themselves around encouraging people, uplifting people, and things like that. That's what is going to really balance that out for them. Okay, times are going to be absolutely rough for them. Also, they can have a lot of times that their money does fluctuate. Mishaps will happen. They might have money for a minute, okay? And then all of a sudden, it's like their funds is being depleted and their funds is running low. So it will be a fluctuation of the money. However, it doesn't mean that you won't get on your shit and, be consistent, okay? Because that has to do with the universe, okay? And other things that's going on within your chart. But this is just a general, okay? You can be prone to depression, all right? And feeling like too much weight is being put on you. You could feel like it's being so much, very much overwhelming, all right? You can also not want to deal with the things that have went on and took place in your life. Okay, so you could definitely just dismiss and absolutely ignore things that went on and took place in your life because you don't want to dive deep and explore everything. Now, the eighth house does show us things that we hide from ourselves. So you could be just really hiding a lot of things that went on with you, okay? Not wanting to fully open up, not wanting to let anything out or anyone in, okay? This is definitely very much heightened for you guys. So you do need to meditate, come to a place in your mind where you can fully just relax, really just get down to your emotions and be able to really fully explore them and feel them, okay? Feel the pain that you went through so that you can get it out. In order to get it out, you got to go through it and you got to feel it, okay? Nobody wants to be damaged good, and neither do you. Okay, if you feel comfortable with talking to somebody, you can talk to somebody, talk to a therapist. You could talk to me if you got a damn issue. You see what I'm saying? We could chop it up and chop it up and vibe and kick it. Okay, and just talk, and you can let it all out. Okay, moving forward, back into the Chiron in the eighth house, men and women also. need to be cautious in your relationships, okay? Because your partner can absolutely accuse you of things. You could not feel like you can express certain things to your partner because your partner acts a certain kind of way. So then it brings you back to your early childhood when you wanted to say certain things, you had certain beliefs and views, and they were frowned upon on, okay? They looked at you like as if, how dare you say this? Or, what you're saying is disgraceful. All right, what you're saying is out of this world. How dare you? Okay, now this is what definitely went on and took place early on in life. And now, as men and women, when you have dealings with other people, okay, the intimate ones, okay, and the more bonds, like it has to be bonded, okay, you can find it difficult to fully be able to express yourself to the full extent. Yes, you'll say what you don't like and what you do like, but when it comes down to how you feel deep down inside, no, you don't let it out and you don't say a damn word. Okay, so please, whoever has this, don't act like you do, because you do not do it unless you have spoken to somebody. Okay, if you evolved and you decided to speak to somebody, then you have. Okay, see what I'm saying? But for the most part, no, they don't want to do it. They don't want to let it out because they don't want to be exposed. They don't want to feel vulnerable. Okay? What they are now doing to themselves is building up walls and building up blocks. Okay? They built a thick ass fucking wall so that you can't get through to them on that emotional level. And what they need to do is explore those feelings, dive in completely, and just figure out, pinpoint exactly what went on, because they can push it so far back in their subconscious mind that they might not even remember a lot of different things on how it went, or the way things went in their mind, the way that they have processed it might not even have been in that kind of way. So that's another thing. Okay, a lot of things they might not even feel like they have really been abused to that full extent because they wasn't actually raped, even though it could have been abuse. Okay, because the person was older, or the person was pulling them in and they were so young they just went. Okay, you're still a child. When you're a child, sometimes you do what you're told to do. Okay, you do what people tell you to do because you a fucking damn kid and you don't know what else to fucking do. So that is a form of abuse. It is. So some of them might not even acknowledge that that's what it is, though. Okay? Some of them might not feel like it, because you know what? Somebody could have drawn them in, what could have been older than them, drawn them in, come on, oh yeah. And they could have been to that little age, 13 or something like that, and they was probably like, okay, shit, alright, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But they don't see it as abuse. They don't see it as this person took advantage of me because I was a child, because I was young. You see what I'm saying? Because they wanted to fuck too. Okay? But they probably, if they was going to fuck, maybe they should have fucked somebody closer to their age bracket and not somebody that was 22, 23, and they only 13. See what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. It's a mind game, and it's a lot of manipulation that goes on and takes place in these men and women's lives, okay? But the great thing about them is that they can discern and decipher certain situations, and they know how to build up those boundaries very well later on in life. Okay, but what they need to do is let go of those fears, let go of the past and things that took place and went on, so that they can come into their full fruition in order to inspire somebody else, uplift somebody else, encourage somebody else that went through similar trauma, that's still going through the pain. Okay, so they just need to let it go, and that's just what it is. Okay, I'm going to leave it on this note for now. For future videos to come, I will go into more depth into this placement. This placement is very much intense. It is raw. It is thorough. It is very traumatic, okay? But there is light at the end of the tunnel. At the end of the tunnel. So, please be sure to check out my online store. It is Grimy Gear at www.grimygear.com. If you need a caterer, be sure to hit me up. I am the Chef Goddess also at supremeroyalcatering@gmail.com. If you need my husband to do any work to your home, swimming pool, or business, his business is Steve Sandy Helpers, and you can hit him up at aronnesbitt90@gmail.com. If you need me to analyze a birth chart for you, it will be $70. If you need a Synastry chart, Composite chart, or a compatibility chart, it will be $90. So this has been a Force of Nature Spiritual Awakening. Love is love. Peace and blessings to you all, and I will see you on the next one.